down low. The 79 gets caught up in it just at the very end. The 67 though of Nathan Stanley makes it on through free and clear. He, Paul Bertiani, and Larry Dickerson having a drag race down in the for one last attack, getting underneath him, not quite able to make it stick, having to lift once again. Into exit of turn number 4, down onto the front straightaway here. Who's going to win it with the drag race? It's going to be Timothy Pope. First 3 and 4, 751 with a hefty lead here, about a half a car length. As the one gets up into the wall with a run down. 200 feet. It's going to be a close one across the line. Garrett Welsh made it 3 wide on the far outside lane, picking up spots left and right here as everybody fighting for every single spot we go. Coming across the line, white flag. So here we go, final lap. Hello and welcome, race fans, to Monday Night Racing action here with the NTRL Cup Series as we head into the final race before the chase. This is just about ready to head on down into playoff time, and we'll get into the standings for that in just a moment here. But boys, we got an extra special race here tonight at Charlotte, being brought to you by Davidson Builders. This is the Davidson Builders 180 live here from Charlotte, and this is going to be an absolutely fun race. These guys are going to be flying fast, high action, and all of the above. So everybody buckle on in as we get this party started with the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And welcome back. Of course, as always, these fantastic races wouldn't be brought to you without some fantastic sponsors over here at this NTRL. So let's go ahead and talk about those guys, such as a ButtKicker. Enhance your sim experience with some rumble under your seat. JP Designs and 3D print some fantastic iRacing paint schemes, as well as button boxes and other 3D prints being made over there, so be sure to go check them on out. Of course, we have AdminBoxx, the premier button box solution for race control admins, where they can throw black flags, yellow flags, do wave arounds, all at a push of a button right there at their fingertips. So be sure to go and check them on out. as well as simgearcentral.com. Be sure to go check them out for all your button box needs that include flips, dials, knobs, anything really in the switch department. So be sure to go check them out and make sure NTRL and AAA broadcasted is mentioned on your next purchase to get 10% off. Speaking of getting your next purchase, head on down there to Trackdogsracing.com to pick up some real life merchandise here for the NTRL and some other stuff, but that's okay if you go with them as well. Just as long as you head on down there to Trackdogsracing.com, the premier merchandising supplier for NTRL, as well as Track Bar Media. Big thank you to them for that fantastic intro promo video, because they do such a great job with the kind of video edits and photos that they do of real life and sim life racing here on the interwebs. As always, I am Alan Brown, and I am joined by my two best friends, Mr. Alan English, up here in the booth with me here tonight. And I know, kind of expecting a night race here at Charlotte, but it is under the sunlight as it appears, so that's going to change things up a little bit here. But I think either way, these guys, they're going to have a pretty fun race out there tonight.
Yeah, it's still going to be a lot of fun. We don't have quite the car count tonight. I think last I looked, there's 15 registered cars. So there's going to be a lot of room out there for these guys to move around. Charlotte's an exciting track. It always produces great racing. It's going to be exciting. It can get crowded out there, especially coming out of turn 4 when that wall starts to kind of reach out and grab you there. You run out of room quick on the outside. But see how these guys race it tonight. They've raced around each other quite a bit, so they should be kind of broken in on what to expect around them, depending on who's around them. So really looking forward to this one.
Absolutely. As we head down there to Mr. Adam Turner on pit road. Adam, back here live from Charlotte. We saw some great racing here already from these guys, and man, they're closing out the regular season here as well. And I think this is going to be a fantastic track for everybody to try to figure some things out.
Yeah, super important race for some of these guys trying to get into the playoffs. This is the gym of NASCAR, according to NASCAR, because it's actually in Charlotte, North Carolina, where pretty much every team is. So they love it. It's a cool track. I think the front quad oval right there, turn 4, is going to be where we're going to see some danger, especially with a little bit of heat on the track. Right now it's saying it's 118. So that'll come into play. One fast repair, 70% fuel, 5 sets of tires here at the Davidson Builders 180. This should be fun, man. I hope somebody gets angry.
Yeah, it definitely should be fun as we take a look at tonight's race info. And yeah, boy, oh boy, they're really racing in the heat here this week, I guess. It was in the 130s at Atlanta yesterday. Well, it's up there again today. Nice, bright, sunny skies, but that also means no rain in the forecast, so no issues for these drivers. Bringing us down to tonight's key to the race, and it is the last chance to try to get into these playoffs, and these drivers have a heck of a lot of work in front of them. It's a smaller field here tonight, which means every position is going to matter.
It's going to matter all the more. You might have somebody ahead of you in points that didn't make it to the race tonight, didn't grid a car. So now's your chance to finish well, and because they're going to have a big goose egg next to their name in the points there. So make it count. Try to score you some points out there today and improve your position here as these guys head into the playoffs next week.
Yeah, they're heading into the playoffs, and this is kind of tends to happen in iRacing. We've been around the block, involved in racing ourselves and leagues, and also broadcasting numerous leagues. And near the end of the season, some of the guys that aren't in the chase playoffs or whatever, they don't have a chance at it. They just don't show up, because sometimes they get a little soft, they don't want to race. But the good drivers for the this actual season, they're all out here. They're trying to make some hay. So sometimes people get a little angry when you don't show up at the track, but the guys out here tonight, they're fighting for something, so that's pretty cool.
That they are, as we head on down here to qualifying right now, as these drivers put in a few laps and try to get things all up and running. We saw DW there, had a 00 Joe Bennett as well, joining us here with the face cams. Seth Hawley as well with the face cam up and running, so we'll be able to show you more of him here in just a little bit, as we still have some latecomers still getting in here, so the numbers aren't completely dead. But let's take a look at that point stuff here, as it looks like Joe Hoggard currently up there on top of that leaderboard. Absolutely no issues. He's going to be moving on. Probably the same thing with Ryan Pandisio, Vince Short, Derek Wells, Seth Hawley, Chris Muth Jr. It starts to get a little bit closer, though, once we get down to where Joe Bennett and Paul Ferdiani and Kevin Delia are. And, of course, we got Gavin Ray. He is there in that final spot, so he is absolutely just on that bubble. Mark Collins is about 9 points behind him, and then 10 points for Juan Jimenez, and Dana Shepard. So these guys, they're going to be on the lookout for a win. I think Juan Jimenez, that's going to be his really only shot to really get in here tonight, is picking up a win.
Yeah, Mark Collins is right there, though. He's just got to finish, 10 spots ahead of Gavin Ray tonight to win his way in. So there's a shot for him, man. There's a shot for him there.
Yeah, so you're saying there's a chance.
Sure, man. And look, all the drivers that are currently in the top 10 are on the track, so there's not the possibility of having a top 10 no-show guy getting 0 points. They're all registered, so they're all going to get at least, 30 points, 30, 35, 36 points, something like that. Oh, I think it starts at 43, doesn't it, and start counting down
I
for a race win.
don't know math.
That's the hard math. What are you even talking about? You don't know the hard math? I don't know the hard math. Brown, I don't think he knows it either. None of us have any math literacy. We probably should learn math a little better, because we always have problems with it. I know this, the guys that are out here are going to have fun and going to be racing for the playoffs. So for most of them anyway. So that's the best part.
I want to thank everybody out there in the YouTube chat. Thank y'all for joining us tonight. John Buckley's here. Jennifer Ray and Jessica Stubblefield here for Stub Nation. John Buckley's out there pulling for Gavin Ray. Sean Reese, another member of Stub Nation, is here. Richard Gray's here. Thank you so much for joining us, Richard. Probably tearing up the DayZ server over there once again. Derek Welch said, "Man, guys, I screwed up. My bad. I made this a day race. It was supposed to be at night, but it's still going to be a blast. We do a lot of night races here, and we're always excited for them, but this kind of mixes it up. A little bit of daytime action with some heat on the track."
Yeah,
Lawrence Stubblefield here for Stubbs as well. Danny Weeks is pulling for Chris Muth Jr. out there in the 3. And Albert Anderson saying, "Good luck tonight, NTR. Let's go, Mark Collins." So Mark Collins got a cheerleader out there thinking he can get his way into the playoffs tonight, but we'll see.
That we shall, as qualifying is over, and we send it on down to the racetrack as these drivers all start to get in their cars and get all gridded up. Let's tell everybody where their favorite driver is going to start here tonight. And that brings us to that 2 of Juan Jimenez. Gonna pick up that pole position here tonight. He's gonna have the 48 of Seth Hawley starting on his outside. The 64 Joe Hoggard gonna be starting here in row number 2 in 3rd place, with the 44 Dana Shepard. He needs some good finishes here tonight. He's gonna start in 4th. 3 of Chris Muth Jr. is going to be starting up in that top 5 with the 663 of Panic at the Disco, Ryan Pandisio. He's going to start in 6th. The 43 of Kevin Delia will start here in 7th, last week's race winner, with the 1 of Bogus Derek Welsh starting in 8th. 00 Joe Bennett will start here tonight in 9th with the 79 of Timmy Stubbs. He's going to be rounding out that top 10.
Gavin Ray's starting in that patriotic number 27 Camaro there in 11th place. 12th is going to be Richard Hurst in the 76 Ford Mustang. Paul Ferdiani, the gambler out there in the awesome paint job he's running tonight, that AAA broadcasting YouTube machine. Thank you so much for running that, Paul. We appreciate everything you do for us and for this league. AAA all over that Camaro, so thank you for that, Paul. The number 9 of Thomas Welch in that awesome Mountain Dew painted up Camaro. That's a really cool paint there. I like that one. Mark Collins in the 23 machine, that Numb Thumbs Trucking Ford Mustang. And then Jason Kraft is going to round out our field in the 99.
And there we have it. That is your grid here tonight. So, looks like pretty much everybody finishing in the top 16.
Looks like Kraft. Is he race control, or he's not out there starting from the pits? I don't know.
He was joining a little late in the qualifying, so he still might be loading on in there.
Ain't nothing wrong with starting from the pits sometimes. It can work out to your advantage in some of these races.
And we're likely to get, a couple of yellows, so more than likely he'll be able to get that lap back if he stays clean and stays the first car one lap down.
Absolutely, as the field catches back out here to the pace car, which means it's time to get locked and loaded here as these drivers make their way into this quad oval section. As the green flag is out and away we go for the first time here tonight. Green flag racing here at Charlotte, sending it in side by side, 3 wide here already from the get-go. We got a whole bunch of action. The 44 getting shuffled backwards through this field. He just got absolutely mobbed as Juan Jimenez out there in front trying to take control of this race here early on and trying to run away from these guys like the 64 of Hoggard and the 48 of Zeth Hawley as everyone tries to shuffle back into position, and it looks like we're starting to calm things down just a little bit.
Didn't take them long, did it, English?
Oh, no. They're going to settle in here real quick. Their tires are building up some pressure, building up some temperature, so they're not going to make any crazy moves here just yet. Neff Racing joining us as well. Albert Anderson says, hello, Jessica's house. Hashtag Stub Nation is in the house. You guys rock. And that's coming from somebody who knows about how great family support is and stuff on here. Jessica Stubblefield said, hey, look, it's Albert, local iRacing celebrity in the house.
He is. America's driver, everybody knows that.
He's got a real-life win at Old Dominion, too. First African-American ever to win an actual race at Old Dominion Speedway. Pretty cool. He is kind of a celebrity.
That's pretty cool.
I think so. He is a real celebrity in my mind. He's probably, now I know I'm not supposed to have favorites, but he's probably one of my favorites. So I'm not gonna lie. But I'm glad he's here watching. I know he can't race every night of the week.
One cool paint job that's always out there. One of our celebrities out there racing on the track, Zeth Hawley, and that Lowe's machine, Power of Pride, with the American flag down the back quarter panel of that 48 machine. Lots of really cool paints out here.
Yeah, and if you want to get English and I to talk about you, put an American flag somewhere in that car. You may spend a little extra time.
Gravitate to it.
So that's cool.
The
30.
Pretty badass.
Well, it's not as cool as the 33's car tonight. And Brown, I'm sure you'll see that at some point. Verdiani, AAA broadcasting machine.
Hey, out there running hard and running strong, trying to catch back up to this kind of main pack of about 7 drivers here. Paul's back about 8/10 right now. It was a little bit of a crazy start, so I don't blame him for maybe laying back just a little bit, but this field trying to catch back on up here to each other with Gavin Ray He's in a threat of being put a lap down already here, so maybe a little didn't quite hit that grid button in time and having to start from the pits. But right now he's trying to run away from Juan Jimenez, who is currently still leading this field. 128 laps in total. 7 are now officially being started and in the books as we continue to churn away these laps here at Charlotte tonight.
Ooh, what is tonight? It's a Monday night, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I knew the beer didn't taste as good on a Monday.
Oh, it tastes extra special on a Monday.
You think? Oh,
I
no.
think it tastes better on Monday.
Oh, I don't know about that. Watching Tom Brady, though, I know I'll keep y'all updated on the old man.
All right.
See what
How's
he does
Grandpa
tonight.
doing out there?
Yeah, he's not as old as Richard Gray, but he's an old man.
Well, you know, some of us really don't care for Tom Brady.
Why? Because he left your beloved New England area? That's when I began to love him.
Ooh, is Dana Shepard clipping some grass down there and just trying to find the fastest way around this racetrack here tonight in that 44 machine. He's riding around right now in 13th, kind of towards the back of this field, tucked in behind that Mountain Dew machine of Tommy Welch. And he's going to have a ton of time to try to make up here, but he's slowly going to get there.
I don't know why they're like that about the GOAT there, Adam. I mean, when Brett Favre went to Minnesota and Minnesota played at Lambeau Field, the fans still cheered for him. I mean,
well, that's because they, they're classy, nice people. You know, Midwesterners, they're nice.
You go to North team too.
You go to the Northeast. I mean, they're just brutal over there. They'll just throw beer cans at you.
Yeah. Love that camera shot there, Mr. Brown, in Shepard's car there. You get to see the incline that these guys have here at Charlotte. It's a pretty good incline keeping these guys stuck to the track out there.
Yeah, it is. And not only that, but you can kind of see he's, I don't want to say fighting that wheel a little bit, but these cars definitely acting a little different under the sunshine rather than the nighttime lights. Things maybe getting a little more squirrely as, there goes the 9. Tommy Welch almost scraping that outside wall. He's going to lose that position to the 44. And now the 23 of Mark Collins is trying to make a move as well as they slice and dice their way through this field. Here comes the 76 of Richard Hurst looking down low on that one machine of Derek Welch, battling side by side right behind, looks like Paul Ferdiani there.
Officer Love joining us once again. Thank you so much for joining us. Richard Gray says, Tom Brady, who's that? Is he a driver?
Mm-hmm.
Not exactly. I don't think he'll ever have to drive himself anywhere ever again. He can just stretch a limo to drive anywhere.
Or his Ferrari, yeah. Now, you got to read the paper. I know you're so old, you probably still get the paper. Richard.
Read a newspaper, Richard.
Yeah, grab one of those papers and get the little black ink on your fingertips.
Get your World Book Encyclopedia out and just look up Tom Brady and the Bees.
Ferdiani's getting past there, Brown.
Yeah, that he is. Richard Hurst coming with a good full head of steam. I wonder if Ferdiani maybe just run up high against the wall a little too much there, and that's got both Derek Welch and Hurst around him as Juan Jimenez still leading this race, as Ryan Pandicio is really the last one hanging on to this kind of front group area. He's stuck in behind the 00 Joe Bennett machine and the 3 of Chris Buth Jr. with then you got a pretty good gap all the way up to where the 43 of last week's winner and your clean driver, and that's going to be Mr. Kevin Delia, having a great race last week.
Yeah, he picked up a win last week and had one heck of a race there. Neff Racing bringing up a really good point about guys out there running really, really hard are going to burn their stuff up and get caught. So You really have to kind of manage your tires here.
And that could be like the strategy Paul Ferdiani's using right here in the 33 AAA broadcast machine. He may just be saving tires.
Ooh, as Ryan Pandisio sees a little bit of a bobble there as he's trying to make his way around Chris Muth Jr. and thankfully able to keep that car under control. So these guys definitely feeling the tire wear here tonight. And I know back originally when they released these cars, Mr. English, you know, you could race these next gen cars here at Charlotte in the Carburetor Cup, the free series there. That don't mean nothing. It's basically a absolute just wreck fest. Wrecks happening everywhere. But it's you know, typically those are done at night, and for the most part you can keep that thing pinned to the floorboard. I don't think that's the case here today.
No, these guys are definitely going to be lifting. Maybe we can get a shot here later on of a cockpit shot to watch these guys backing off. But yeah, it's definitely not like it was, you know, where they're running wide open here. Kind of like you could do in a street stock car. That's a lot of fun. If you're on iRacing, then go race the street stocks at Charlotte. It's like a plate track. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is super fun. But yeah, these guys are having a little bit harder time than if it was a cooler track. So they are going to get some tire wear. They're not just pinning the cars straight down to the track as they probably would at night. So it makes it a little bit more of a challenge. So maybe somebody will get mad, slide into somebody, and then they'll have some fisticuffs at the trailers in the infield, and all will be good in the world.
That indeed, as we're right around there with the current race leader, the 2, Juan Jimenez, and he is definitely getting up off that throttle. He's also catching up to that 27 of Gavin Ray pretty good. I think Gavin definitely may be dealing with some worn out tires there just by pushing it so hard, trying to stay in front and not go that one lap down.
Yeah, Juan's right behind him. This is, you know, him being behind Gavin Ray is going to give Joe Hoggard a little bit of an opportunity to kind of catch up to our leader right here without having to expend too much more of his tire tread.
Yeah, so they go side by side here, down in through turns 1 and 2. Looks like trying to stay to the high side there is the 27 machine, and now here comes Hoggard picking up a little bit of that draft run, trying to stay up on top of that 2's rear bumper right now. You can see there the 48 of Zeth Holly doing his best here tonight to try to keep on up there as well.
Yeah, it does matter here, doesn't it, Adam? You get a little sniff of draft coming around the front of the racetrack here. You can use it to pass and on the backstretch to some degree.
It does help a little bit. You know, the next gen cars. I know this is our first season watching them here. Not totally sure how much draft package you get on the backstretch, but I think that it does do a little bit of factor. They're not running in packs though, little 2-car packs. I'm just trying to figure out what their strategy is, if they can just do it without a dance partner or not.
I think they can do it without one. One will definitely help you here, but I mean, the problem with that though is you know, race drivers is they see another driver, they don't care if it's their own teammate. They're gonna race them hard, and they want to get in front of them. As we can see here, the 00 Joe Bennett machine trying to have a good battle with the 3 of Chris Muth Jr. in that 1 of Derek Welsh tucked up in behind him. 79 of Timothy Stubblefield trying to get around the 33 of Ferdiani right now as well.
Yeah, Derek Welch was a little shoved in the back end of the 3 there that last lap, trying to send that Budweiser machine up front a little bit, giving him a little push. What you can do in these cars, you can push another car. You can bump draft in these.
Yeah,
try it in the corner or anything.
No, that's pretty much any vehicle on iRacing. But the later we get in this race, maybe we'll see some more of that if they get bunched up again. See a little bump draft, and that's always fun. It's always fun to bump draft and see the outcome. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
That was my favorite thing to do when we were all racing together is yell out on the radio, "Here comes bump!" right before I smashed somebody's back bumper.
Yeah.
I was a little over aggressively bump drafting people. I always tore bumpers up.
I was gonna say thank you for specifying that you were not bump drafting, you were smash drafting.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
sometimes it worked out pretty well though.
Oh yeah.
You gotta admit that.
Oh yeah, there's nothing like coming up behind someone with a 20-mile-an-hour difference and not lifting and just squaring them up.
That tends to make some people angry. Maybe we'll get to see that too. And like when your friend doors you at Pocono turn 2.
You know
It
that
does
race
happen.
is coming up on the schedule, so
I know it's 3
we get
weeks
to
away.
re-attack that.
3 weeks away. I've already put it.
Anti-anxiety medicine or something on it.
It's on the calendar.
Okay. Might want to go to the pharmacy and get that filled.
Probably should.
Is it? Oh, it is coming up in a couple weeks. Okay.
Couple
Yeah.
weeks. It's
Down
one of the
there in,
playoff races.
3 races away. We got Kansas, Daytona Road Course, and Pocono.
But we get to see that in the new year. We get to see what the new U's come on out.
Oh, I'm gonna try to be nicer than New Year.
I doubt that. As Juan Jimenez out here still leading this thing, 64 of Joe Hoggard, still trying to chase him down. Seth Hawley, though, he's really starting to lose some ground here. I think Juan Jimenez is just absolutely blistering through this field as Paul Ferdiani goes way down into the apron here.
Side by side.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
Joe Bennett and Derek Welch got together. Trading paint on the front stretch.
I wouldn't really be happy if I was a 00 Joe.
Well,
that was kind of ugly.
I don't know whose fault that was. I'd have to see it again, but yeah, that was definitely got together hard.
Yeah, that indeed, and that's going to allow that 3 of Chris Muse Jr. to squeeze right back past those guys. As, let's go ahead and take a look back at what happened with Ferdiani
Derek's
here.
fault.
Ooh, Ferdiani up there scraping the outside wall and shoots him all the way down across the track. And so Stubbs picking up that freebie spot, and there ain't nothing wrong with picking up some freebies.
Derek's gonna get on to me about calling him out. That was all you, Derek. That was all you.
I mean, I don't know what it was, but it almost looked like turn 2 at Pocono. And there ain't nothing wrong with free stuff, Brown. You're right. I see these guys in the parking lot over at the convenience store always picking up these like cigarette butts and then smoking them. I don't know. I guess it's free, so you might as well.
You know, you can go in any Walmart parking lot around here and find hair extensions all over the ground from when there was a fight. You know.
Oh, I love that. That's all. That means it was a good weekend.
Yeah.
That means it was a good weekend. They probably need to check your local YouTube videos. You might see something fun.
Oh, it's a
Lord.
64. Joe Hogger gets up into that outside wall pretty hard, trying to chase down this 2 of Juan Jimenez. So these guys really facing some of this old tires right now, and everything's starting to push. And what's the percentage of fuel here, Turner? About 75%?
It is actually 70% tonight.
70% fuel. So I got a feel these guys starting to really maybe question about coming on down. I'm sure we're going to see everybody on down before lap 40.
Joe Harger's got to be careful of. You got to take care of the right side of that car. Can't be getting up in the smacking that wall too much. Their aero does matter to a degree here, so definitely got to take care of that car, and hopefully won't have to use that that one fast repair that they have.
Yeah,
And go ahead, Brad.
I was just going to say, they got to also remember it's a composite body, so there might also be underlying damage that we don't necessarily see here on these machines. As with this newer damage model, the more wall hits that you hit, it starts adding up, and these things will lose an axle, and that is not fun.
Yeah, and that's why I really miss the old days when they used to just go to the town they were in. They just pull one off the damn showroom floor and put a roll cage in it. and maybe do a couple things, and that was your car. Now we got all this fancy stuff everywhere, computers and all this garbage. Mark Zuckerberg's probably involved somehow or another. Guy's got his hand in everything. What? Jessica Stubblefield says they cut down on the print in the local newspaper. See, that's another problem with this computer crap. That's another Zuckerberg thing. Probably need to call Congress, let them know that we want our papers back. I want to have a paper daily where I can, get it from the porch and then read it with my hands instead of scrolling through some small screen where I can't even see what's happening.
Well, I mean, and the newspaper companies they're picking up on the whole thing. You can buy a subscription to your local newspaper online.
Yeah, of course
it's the same stories.
I know, but don't you want paper? It's got a smell to it.
Yeah, and I like getting black print ink all over my hands and stuff.
That means you actually might have learned something.
Sure.
Well, not anymore. That's back when the news was actually real. But that's a whole nother story.
I was all big into the Sudoku and the
password.
That was
those are something too. You get entertainment out of it.
If
right?
I don't get to read Marmaduke, I can't function.
That seems about right.
Dennis the Menace.
What about Peanuts? You like the Peanuts?
Sure. Far Side when he was still doing it.
Nice.
Gary Larson. Yes.
Oh, now it's my dad's favorite one before passing was Zits and Pickles.
I hadn't seen that one, but it sounds pretty good.
So Pickles is like that old man, and it's like, oh yeah, that's definitely facts. And same thing with Zits about raising a teenager, and of course I was a teenager at one point, and it's like, oh yeah, it's pretty realistic.
Was Crankshaft the old guy? Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Was Crankshaft?
Yeah.
I don't know. That sounds like a car
That's been
part.
a while back. Well, it is, but it was also it was an old man with an orange hat and glasses. And
the 76 of Hurst just passed 00 Joe Bennett for a position.
And with a little bobble there on the end, so that's going to keep those two drivers here pretty tight as we continue to race on. We're about a third of the way through this race here tonight here at Charlotte. A total of 120 laps to do when they're about to go on to lap number 40. Joe Hoggard losing a little bit of ground now to that 64, or to that 2, I should say, as Pandicio and that 663 creeping up that leaderboard now side by side with the 48 of Zeth Hawley.
Neff Racing saying there's going to be pits. There's going to pit here. And that would be a perfect time to do it. Split this thing into thirds. I think people are going to try to run the tank dry if they can.
Yeah,
as long as they better tires at the end here.
As long as they can manage the tires. Albert Anderson says Ferdiani's paint job looks amazing. That's a true fact right there. AAA broadcasting on that thing with you too.
Did he paint that? If he did, he did a hell of a job. If he did, that's awesome.
I'm sure he had some hand in it.
Gotta start the sponsored, not sponsored team here.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, a little bit of free advertising for us. We hadn't paid him anything. Probably have to after this one.
Well, as we have the pit stops coming on down now, we saw there Mark Collins coming on in. He was the first taker. Now is 00 Joe Bennett, Timothy Stubblefield, and Paul Ferdiani trickling their way on down here onto pit road. But, I mean, we're talking about a 3-second a lap difference right now from where these guys started on this run to where they are now. And, I mean, that's just how it's going to kind of play out here for this race as Richard Hurst and Kevin Delia look like they might start having a little bit of a battle here.
Yeah, and we'll see the battles when they're coming out of pit lane too. When the majority of them start coming down, that's going to be interesting how they blend out.
And these guys are going to have, even if they pit, 3 times? Or twice, I think, is what they're doing for fuel. If you pit twice, you're good. But they've even got, what do they got? They got 4 extra sets of tires. So if we do see some late cautions, expect some guys to come in and throw 4 fresh tires on. Because like you said, Brown, I mean, 3 seconds difference is huge.
It's absolutely massive, especially here with these cars. That's a lot. I don't know what else to say other than that's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot.
See, it's Monday, guys. You got to bear with us. Our brains kind of scrambled.
Oh, radio's busy, guys.
Everybody's pitting. Oh, look out there.
Kevin Delia coming on down into pit road. Looks like, oh, Tommy Welsh locking up the brakes, coming in a little hot there, but able to check up just in time, right in front of the leader, the two of Juan Jimenez there. That's going to let the one of bogus Derek Welsh get some lead laps here as he stays on out.
Yeah, Tommy Welch cooked it.
Well,
oh man, he had that thing sliding sideways coming in.
Not only that, he came from the top ropes and come right across traffic. Like he was in Dallas, trying to do that I-20-35 interchange or something. Ooh, that was deadly, but he made it in there, survived.
John Buckley says that's what he was thinking. Probably about 45 laps for fuel is all you're really going to get out of it. Joe Hoggard spinning.
Yeah, those
coming
sideways,
out of the pits.
Fresh tires got him.
I did.
He's trying to get it whipped around here. Hopefully we stay green. Oh, they threw the caution flag. He was trying to stay below that blue and white line to keep it green, but they ended up throwing the caution flag anyway.
Yeah, and once you get kind of sideways on new tires like that, it's hard to get the thing straightened out in a hurry. You know what I mean? The thing just wants to just get out from underneath you.
So what's this going to do? We got 3 cars on the lead lap now because the field is frozen. So it's frozen with 3 cars on the lead lap.
Ooh.
Wow.
I don't know what.
Well, so Derek Welch is gonna have to. He's gonna use this to come on down into the pits. So that's gonna allow the rest of this field to get a wave around, and then because Juan Jimenez looks like he will regain the lead. Well, he'll at least get back on up here. So basically, it's DW getting a free pit stop here. So it's a free night here of iRacing.
I guess we love the free stuff.
We do, and I'm just trying to look some stuff up here.
Go ahead, buddy. Well, tonight's race brought to you by Davidson Builders.
Yeah, we got Davidson Builders. We have Sim Central Gear, AdminBoxx, Trackdogsracing.com. I know they're a good sponsor of this league. Check them out. You can get your driver's gear or league gear, all the stuff for, what you want to wear, hats, shirts, all the other stuff. Track Bar Media and ButtKicker. Got a lot of people paying the bills. That's kind of nice, right?
Yeah, that they are. Thank you guys for joining us as everybody starts to try to shuffle on in here. And this is just an absolutely kind of mixed bag. A ton of people gonna be getting wave arounds here. Juan Jimenez is going to inherit that lead back by the looks of it. That does, however, look like the 44 Dana Shepherd might get stuck that one lap down here. Same thing. I know Hoggard's going to be okay if he had stayed out, but he comes down into the pits.
Oh, alrighty. Well, speaking of the pits, like the very bottom of the pits, sounds like English's internet is. I don't know if he
Yep.
paid his bill. I don't know if he paid the bill, guys. We may have to start a GoFundMe for English's internet. Hopefully, we can get that back running.
What is it? R.I.P. AT&T.
RIP, whatever he
Yeah,
got some Louisiana thing, I'm sure.
Oh yeah. As we continue to pace here under caution, we're coming up on halfway already, Turner. We're about 10 laps away from that as this field waits to get that wave around here.
Yeah, and you know what? And I'm not the driver's side here, but as far as viewing this thing, having a little caution here about midway, I think it's going to make it a little bit more exciting. You know, you get back to racing with people around you, and see who the champs are tonight, not the chumps. Old packet lost English.
Old packet lock. Gotta hold on to those packets.
Yeah, I don't know why they call it packets. Do you have a clue? I don't know.
I don't understand the internet, man.
I don't either. You said they're going to reset everything and try to get back with us. That's fine.
Oh yeah. I'm just heading on through to see what's coming around here in this new update.
Uh-oh. Updates. Looks like the internet's not being real nice to any of us. So here comes the wave around.
Yep,
Everybody's coming around.
Everybody getting the wave around here and getting put back onto that lead lap.
Good for them. Let's see who's up front here. We got Bogus Man himself is up front right now. Derek
Bogus
Welch.
Man himself. He's got that 2-1 minute sitting right there. Ryan Pandiscio's up there as well. And then Zeth Holly, once when this field makes its way back up here to the pace car, I got a feeling they may throw another lap of caution here just to make sure everyone gets stacked back up.
Yeah, they're gonna have to rush around, won't they?
That they did. It looks like they got caught up pretty good. But of course, it's essentially just going to be single file behind the front two, as I think everybody ends up getting essentially an EOL here. As we go back to green flag racing with the pace car heading on down into pit lane, as it's side by side for Derek Welch and Juan Jimenez, but everyone else single file here as we head back to green flag racing. A good restart there for that one. The 2 of Jimenez is going to try to tuck on in behind him here, but he's not able to with that 64 of Joe Hoggard kind of running a little defense here. Is the 2 with a big ol' run on that outside lane, gets right around that one of Derek Welch as we move on through green flag racing here. Great racing going on throughout this field. You got the 76 of Richard Hurst. He is side by side with the 48 of Zeth Holly right now, and still side by side as they come back down and across the line, more up at the front. Even though he is a lap down, 64 of Joe Hoggard, he's going to be fighting for all he's worth here now, trying to get that lap back the hard way. Because I got a feeling tonight, Turner, you cannot rely on the cautions.
It doesn't look like it. You know, sometimes cautions breed cautions. You know, you never know if you get a string of them. But so far, this thing has been super clean. So you're going to have to get that thing back on your own, most likely.
All right, looks like I'm back, guys. I'm just trying to get it back into
Oh, man.
crash too. So
Everything.
having all kinds of problems. Bear with me.
Chris Muth making some moves right there. Budweiser machine. Hit the wall.
Having a little
That's
bit.
where the wall will get you right there in 4, Brown.
It sneaks up on you pretty good. I mean, we've seen, I think, a good chunk of our wall scrapes here coming on down to the back straightaway. But especially if things go too wide at any point, it's really that coming out of turn number 4. Seriously, it just sneaks up on you. You don't expect it to be there when you get there.
Yeah, and that's one of the crazy things when you're actually in the car. It feels like you're just tightening up, and it makes me real nervous right there in 4. John Buckley said packets. That's a very long conversation. So what I think he means is, I don't think we're ready to hear what these packets are. Sounds like a lot going on with the packets. Hurst scrapes that wall in 4 too.
That indeed is. I'm looking through a whole list of new update stuff coming that we can talk about. We'll be able to talk about more off air. Some of them look pretty cool. Here is the 76 of Richard Hurst looking to peak that bumper down low here on that 3 of Chris Muth Jr. Move up here into this top 4. Side by side they go down across the line, still side by side, as they've got that 43 Kevin Delia sitting right there behind him right now.
John Buckley said something about one of the updates supposed to come out about the wall.
It's
about that one?
Specifically about wall riding.
Oh, thanks, Watermelon Man.
Is it going to work?
The Ross Chastain thing here.
That was a pretty cool move. I'm not going to lie. You got your packets collected there, English?
Yeah, we're getting loaded in. I'm still at like 30%, so.
Oh, we still may
I
have.
I could talk about the YouTube, but I can't really speak to the race because I can't see it.
You think Zuckerberg purposely banned you, or were you going to get back in here?
No, it's just our infrastructure down here is absolutely terrible, and they don't really like to fix or replace stuff. So the internet it's very random when it goes out. It doesn't have to be bad weather or anything.
You need to call
randomly
that
dies.
Call that Elon Musk fellow. He seems to know a lot of stuff about the internet.
I tell you, the Starlink thing looks pretty good. I'll think about it.
Kirstie Alley's dead. I just saw that on my news ticker.
Yeah, I guess she had cancer and nobody really knew about it. You know, she's a very private person.
She was great in Cheers.
Yeah, Cheers.
So, sad to hear. I don't want to bring everybody down with sad news. They're still playing a football game over here. Still racing.
Kirstie Alley had great on-screen chemistry with people, and
yeah,
she had that attitude about her when she wasn't on camera. That's for sure.
Yeah, I think she was kind of controversial, if I remember. Like Zuckerberg probably banned her. Guessing.
Oh, it looks like I'm loaded back in. I got my packets collected back.
Thank God, we need you.
I'm sure y'all are doing fine without me there.
Yeah, we're surviving.
As the racing continues here with the 2 Juan Jimenez up at the front, kind of back to single file. Everybody kind of just tucking into line here. Still seeing a great battle out of that 43 and the 3 there. Nose to tail as though the 76 gets up into the wall, down onto the grass, back across right in front of these guys. Ooh, boy, that was getting dangerous as the 64 goes up into the wall a little bit.
Yep. Yeah, it kind of bounced right off of it there. Lucky it wasn't worse there.
Could have been, for sure.
But when you're trying to stay off of somebody, you know, you run out of room pretty quick on the high side there.
Yeah, it's a 3-car battle up here I'm trying to catch. Looks like... Well, Hoggard's involved. He's a lap down. Delia and Chris Muth, they're having a pretty good battle. But Hoggers, he's just trying to pass him and get involved.
Sure, I mean, it's fight to maybe try to get a little bit of track position. Fight to be the first car 1 lap down.
Timothy Stowefield's up. He's up 1 spot. He's in that top 10 right now. Right behind him, Joe Bennett. So
Hoggard is trying to put as many cars between himself and Gavin Ray and Thomas Welch as he can. Make him harder to pass, harder to catch when I know the yellow eventually comes out.
Yeah, that indeed. About half a second there to Gavin Ray. Paul Ferdiani all on his lonesome out there on the racetrack. Looks like he's trying to catch up to the 44 Dana Shepard right now, but he's got a lot of work to do there for that one, as Ryan Pandisio catching on up here to the back bumper of that one of DW.
Mark Collins really needs to turn it on if he's going to make a playoff spot here. Who is he racing for that last spot? Was it Gavin Ray?
Here, but me.
Look at that. Let's look at that playoff.
Yeah, it is Gavin Ray.
Oh, look at this then. Gavin Ray's currently in 14th position. Mark Collins needs a few more spots, though, if he's going to. He needs 10 positions on him, I think, is what we figured.
I believe so, yeah. Well, it's 10 positions plus any bonus points. And
10 points.
So
yeah,
10 points. But, yeah, that 23 Mac Daddy, he's trying to get some of those all-important spots and points here tonight. But, of course, you know, some of these drivers, this may be their worst finish here this season. And, of course, with how the drop weeks work, you never know which one's going to get dropped, which one's going to be re-added back. So we're just going to have to wait and see. And when the math geniuses do all the hard work for us out here, as 00 Joe Bennett goes side-by-side racing with the 44 Dana Shepard.
Love it when they get side by side like that, Adam, here at Charlotte. It's always fun. Makes me move to the edge of my seat.
Yeah, and they got some fans out there. Jessica says, everybody knows your name. Where everybody knows your name, that's from Cheers. And Richard Gray, the oldest man in iRacing, he says, thank you for being a friend. That's from the theme song, wasn't it?
That's from Golden Girls.
Oh, it was Golden Girls? See, he's so confused. He's got the Alzheimer's. Sorry, Richard. Hey, go call your nurse. Tell him that you need your medicine. What is wrong
Nurse
with you?
Ratchet, it's medication time. It's medication time.
Hit that button on that lever in there. Just make sure she comes in there. Man. And famous the Seinfeld with George. I want Ted Danson money.
Yeah. You think Ted Danson has a plane like this? No, he has a big one.
Some Ted Danson money. Oh, man. Kind of single filing out. Gives us a little time to talk about other stuff, but that doesn't mean they're not racing hard up. You just got to find the racing out here.
I tell you this, she did not look 71. I'm sure, recently, you know what cancer does to you, man. It just destroys you completely and alive it. But yeah, I saw some photos over here from a couple of years ago. She definitely did not look her age.
Chris Muth, Kevin Delia, Seth Hawley. Good racing. Seth Hawley looks like he's trying to make a pass. Didn't quite get it.
Almost. Side by side they go right in front of that 27 of Gavin Ray. Looks like the 48 will be able to pick up that spot, though, from the 43. Now chasing down the 3 as Mark Collins comes on down into pit lane here on lap 71.
I was wondering what was happening there. He did get passed by Dana Shepard, but it was because he was setting up for pit entry. Hoping he didn't have a problem. Lap 70, that's pretty much, well, I mean, that's a little bit early, I guess. These guys make 45 laps or so, want to stop. I think some of these guys are going to take advantage of the amount of tires that they have left over there on the other side of the wall.
I think that's probably the max. 45 is what Buckley was saying, and I think we kind of proved that on the last run. We'll see. We're getting close. That'll be some more fun when we have pit stops. See what happens, how it shakes out. Ooh, the sun's shining on the track. I wonder what the temperature is on the track right now. It has dropped to 112.
There you go.
Still slippery.
That it is. And you know what? We can already see, a little bit of a drop in that lap time already. I mean, from this point earlier on in this race to where these guys are at now, they're running about half a second quicker, based on the same amount of roughly laps, tire usage, and all that. Speaking of, that's going to be one of the updates. Is track polishing is going to be coming into the sim.
Track polishing.
Yeah, so basically, the track gets a little smoother on the racing line, and the longer a race goes on, if you end up coming out of that racing line and where that track is smooth, you start to lose a little bit of grip.
So like rubbering in,
Yep.
is going to matter more.
Oh yeah.
Or in a different way, I guess. Oh, that's cool. I'm glad they're always innovating, you know what I mean? And bringing stuff. Whoa, the 9 way off in the grass on the front stretch. Cutting the grass out there, Tommy Welch was. But yeah, they're always bringing new stuff and trying to make it more realistic. There's a few things that, they still need work on the hitbox on the trucks and stuff, and the wall grabbing thing, where you just get stuck inside the wall and it flings you up in the air and stuff. But I'm sure they're working on something.
Yeah, they're always trying to improve it, but the best part about it, iRacing, is the go-to simulation, especially for NASCAR and dirt track racing, all that stuff. They do a great job for the price.
Yeah.
For what you pay for, you're getting way more value, I think, because most of us can't afford to go out to the track and put a car out there.
Well, Adam, even like GT3, GTE road course sports car, open wheel stuff, and then even going to like stuff you see at your track, the modifieds, the late models, street stocks. I mean, they do a great job with all those different ones. It's really neat to get behind the wheel of like a street stock or a late model and run some of these smaller tracks. It's really a blast.
Yep. Daniel, I can't say his last name. He says cancer is a nightmare. That is a fact. And I'm sure most of us have been unfortunately touched in some way with it.
It's my YouTube is not updating, so I don't see.
You don't have any YouTube? They banned you. You did get banned. Are you shadow banned or like regular banned? You must have watched what you watch on there, and they probably said, this guy, he don't need the YouTube.
Trying to figure out.
There it is. I can see it.
What are you saying, Brian?
I'm trying to figure out how to turn styrofoam into napalm down there, and
yeah. You gotta be easy on that stuff, don't you?
Because that's how he gets rid of those Nutra-Rats. Is the 00 Joe Bennett machine here sitting in 10th, starting to come on down into the pits for his second round of pit stops now, and this could be about it. I think he's setting up. This could be the last pit stop that he's going to make here, depending on if we see any late cautions. Juan Jimenez is still out in front with that one of Derek Welsh right behind him in second. Ryan Pandicio losing a little bit of ground to him here as well. Still sitting there in third with the 48 is Seth Holly, Chris Booth Jr., and Kevin Delia all still up here and fighting, especially Muth and Delia. They're about half a second apart here. It looks like Dana Shepard and Timothy Stubblefield up here in this top 10. They really don't have too much pressure here from that 64 Joe Hoggard right now, but of course that can most definitely change.
Well, Delia he's slippery out there in 4. But he really would like some new tires, but he's going to push it. But he's out of fuel, close out of fuel, I imagine. Sitting position 6, he's looking pretty good for the end of this thing. Valiant, if you're out there, please, I will never mention the CIA again. Please come back, watch our broadcast. I mean, you put it out there that where you worked and all. I just got a little concerned, but now I'm really concerned about you. So, Valiant, there's always a ticket for AAA Broadcasting waiting for you. I got to get that out there, guys. Sorry.
Oh, you're good, man. I'm thinking about Kansas next week. Up there in the land of corn and wheat. What do you guys think about Kansas? I mean, I don't want to say an ugly word like cookie cutter or anything like that, because Kansas, it still produces great racing, even though a lot of people will label it as such.
Well, I think the label is correct. It's a cookie cutter track where it's very similar to a lot of other tracks. However, with this new next gen car, it races a whole lot different, and it's a lot more competitive now than what it was in the the old Gen 6. When I say the old Gen 6, that's only a year ago. But
Sure, but yeah, it is old now. It's
Well,
obsolete.
I like Kansas because it seems really fast, and there's a casino right there, so you can just go right to the casino.
Uh,
Place your bets, then be right back at the track. So
ooh, a little door banging action here between the 76 and the 44. Woo, doggy. That all happened right there in front of the 9 of Tommy Welsh.
Shepard ended up he was in the edge of the grass, kind of edge of the painted area there where they have the decoration out there on the track. Able to reblend, and he's in front of these guys still. And that hashtag Jimmy Strong DEP graphics machine with 44. Speaking of cancer sucks, man. That family lost a child cancer here very recently. It was something to see the community come together, the NTRL community come together. Numb Thumbs Gaming as a whole, not just the racing league, but Numb Thumbs Gaming all together, getting together to help support that family.
Here comes Gavin Ray on down into pit road, doing his final pit stop of this race. Dana Shepard and Richard Hurst still having a great battle out there. Oh, Tommy Welsh through the grass here again.
He went hard left. I don't know what happened there. If he lost it coming out of 4, or he had a equipment issue or something there.
Take a look back to see. I think he just got he just got loose coming off of turn number 4 there, and I think he decided he wanted to somewhat take part in the road course here, and then decided, I'm not going to make it. So then he came right back up onto the racetrack here as we continue to race on. Green flag racing here inside of the last 40. We're starting to come up inside of the last 30 laps of this race here tonight. Been a very clean night for these drivers as this race continues to trundle on along. Looks like Juan Jimenez coming on down into the pits. Ryan Pandisio starting to make some moves here, though. He's catching on up to that one of Derek Welsh, trying to pick up some extra spots, some extra points here himself.
Gavin Delia, Timothy Stubblefield also coming down in pit lane. Yeah, they're
Mark
all
Collins.
about to come down.
Mark Collins looks like he's already made his final stop, has he not? Came in at lap 70.
Yes, he did. Now that's gonna be a big ask.
He's not gonna make it.
That's 50 laps, and he's gonna have to do a heck of a lot of saving to make that. So, trying to play some strategy games there, and hopefully it works out for him here. Of course, he might have been thinking when these guys do come down for their pit stops, hey, we might see someone lose it coming out of the pit road again. So,
splash and go, yeah, man. I'm down to. Hey, man, he's got to be, he's got to get 10 points on Gavin Ray. Gavin Ray's 2 laps down, so currently, back of the field. So this is a golden opportunity for Collins. He's trying not to squander it. He's the first car 1 lap down right now. So if we get a yellow come out, he's back on the lead lap. He might be able to make a couple more spots here, but yeah, he's definitely. You know that meme, where they got all the formulas and stuff floating through the air? That's what he's doing right now. He's trying to figure out what he needs to do to get that NTG trucking Ford Mustang up to the front.
There's a meme about that. Well, that's when I used to do formulas on a chalkboard. I was a janitor at a college, and I just finished the formulas.
Just finish it.
Yeah.
Best friend was Ben Affleck. Was it?
Yeah, that's true.
Sounds an awful lot like Goodwill.
Oh man, I don't know any formulas for anything, but I know formula to win. You better have some kind of just plan. You know, you got to plan the race before the race. I think a lot of guys do that. They plan it in their head. They probably even write some notes down on what they should be doing. So that's definitely going to play into what happens here at the end because we're really spread out right now. It's kind of hard to figure out who's going to end up in front.
Man, do me a favor here, Turner, and say wicked smart.
Wicked smart.
Yeah, there you go. That was pretty good.
Wicked smart.
I'm wicked smart tonight. Yahtzee.
As we continue to race on here, the 23 Collins tucked up beneath the 64 of Joe Hoggard right now as they continue to race some side-by-side action. The two of Juan Jimenez with that fresh tires trying to make his move back on up here. 64 almost drifting out a little too wide there and snagging the outside wall. Derek Welsh and Richard Hurst still, though, yet to come on down for their final pit stops.
Hurst is on his way. He just called out on the radio. He's stopping this time. 76. Ford is coming down.
Kind of interesting to see, though, that Derek Welsh has not come down into the pits just yet. I know he was one of the last holdouts on the last round, and I mean, he got lucky there as he comes on down here. It looks like he's going to be racing here on pit road. 64
Thomas
Joe
Welch, black flag, speeding. Driver of the 9, Mountain Dew machine. So there you go. There's another guy that's gonna lose a position. Man.
But what's going to be interesting to see here is the differential in the tires between Welsh and Jimenez, as Welsh now just coming out of that pit road, but Mark Collins now up into second, and that is where he needs to be, up 13 spots on the day right now. Problem is, pitting there on lap 70, he is going to have to save and save and save just to try to make it to the end here, and that usually doesn't constitute being able to race very fast.
He's going to need a splash and go at the very least. If he gets a late caution here, it may help him out, but I don't know. There's so many guys that have pitted and got fresh tires. 3 seconds difference per lap is really going to catch up to old Mark. So see what Mac does, man. It's all up to him now. He controls his own destiny now. With Gavin Ray being so many positions back, Gavin Ray is actually, he's gained a couple spots from these guys. Pitt currently in 12th. Gavin Ray's actually been scored the first car 1 lap down, so he's in line for a lucky dog.
That he is. And I mean, not only that, but he's chasing down the 44 Dana Shepherd, trying to get another spot back there.
He's good on gas.
Paul Ferdiani up into the outside wall as looks like Chris Muse Jr. getting around him there, as here comes Collins back down into the pits here. So I think maybe a little miscalculation on the pit strategy, and Collins is going to very much suffer for it here, as the 43 of Delia has got the 663 of Pandisio starting to breathe down his neck here in these closing 23 laps.
So Collins, it looks like, looks like it's going to be a full stop for Collins. Yep, Gavin Ray just passed him on the track. So Gavin Ray's good on fuel. So Mark Collins, man alive, I don't see a situation anymore where Mark Collins can make 10 spots on, or 10 points on Gavin Ray. Looks like it might be locked up now.
Did he roll snake eyes in Waco?
He rolled something in Waco as the 44 Dana Shepherd makes his way around the 33 of Ferdiani.
It may roll snake eyes in And Durant, I saw you do that, what, 3 times?
That's my signature move. I
Well,
don't know if
you
you know
bet
that.
on Snake Eyes on the craps table
Well,
3
I
different
do.
times.
I will
You
do
made
that when there's no pistols around.
you made some good money at that craps table.
Well, I tend to
Yeah.
like the snake eyes.
Somebody
It's
didn't know how to
dangerous.
play craps, you made money.
Yeah, well, that tends to happen. Just give the dummy some winnings so he'll come back and lose it all.
Just stay away from the Wheel of Fortune machines. That's all I'm gonna say. Just stay away from the Wheel of Fortune slots, no
That's
matter
a
what casino you're going into.
Put
Oh,
a disclaimer on the Wheel of Fortune. I love the Wheel of Fortune tonight with Pat Sajak, Vanna White. I mean, that's a wonderful thing.
sure.
Just don't
Double O,
stick your money into the machine.
Double O Joe Bennett there, Alan, scraped the outside wall once again in that Bet MGM machine.
Yeah,
That Camaro's got a little paint missing off the right side.
lost a position there to Derek Welsh, as well as I believe the 44 of Dana Shepard started making his way back around him. And here comes that 9 of Tommy
they're
Welsh
back.
coming up on the outside.
Yeah, he is on older tires. Double O Joe is. He pitted lap 78, 4 tires and fuel. That was a while ago.
And it was. Speaking of a while ago, I know you're going to be excited for this update coming to the sim, Mr. English.
Oh, what do we got?
A full artwork overhaul, including new surface bump maps, models, textures, and terrain, has been completed at Sebring.
Oh, hell. I don't give a damn. Look, Sebring was a thorn in my side. I hated running endurance races. Hated it.
Wow, maybe will they add fighting to the sim?
I'd rather run Bathurst, in a street stock than ever go back to Sebring in any kind of car. Sorry. I mean to get that crazy with it.
Stubblefield facing a challenge here from the 44 Dana Shepard, trying to hold on to that 8th place spot that he's got right now, but the 44 coming with a big head of steam, looking up underneath them here as they head on down into turns 1 and 2. We're now down into the teens worth of laps remaining here. 16 laps left to go. Juan Jimenez, a commanding lead out there here tonight. He is absolutely on some rails.
Adam, we know there's an incident limit out here. We see a lot of guys that get tires off in the grass. We see a lot of guys making contact with the wall every couple of laps. Are some of these guys kind of close, maybe, to the incident limit that's set here?
You know what? That's actually a good question. I don't think so. I don't think we've seen too many hard hits. And what is it? 25 incident
Well,
points?
I mean, even the small ones, they add up.
Well, 18, you're going to have a penalty. I don't know. I mean, there could be a few guys that are in the teens. I don't know if it's going to be a factor.
Nothing that high, though.
I don't
Black
think.
flag territory. I think 18X black flag start. Okay, I was just kind of trying to gauge what you guys maybe thought.
So we do have some points implications here tonight, even though we were talking about Mark Collins trying to get on in here. However, Juan Jimenez is currently, before this race, outside that bubble by 10 points. And so this is very much a must-win situation. I believe he is eligible. So
playoff eligible? I did not know.
And right now, obviously, with him in first and Gavin Ray in 12th, I mean, that's your. Not only, I mean, Juan's been leading lap after lap here, as well as, if he picks up the win, there's a possibility that Jimenez just leapfrogs over Mark Collins and Gavin Ray with a win here tonight to sneak his way in.
Ooh, that's a great point. I got to go find my TI-82 that's still somewhere.
Ooh, Seth Hawley goes into the inside grass there for a quick second.
You going to get your calculator out?
Well, I say that, but I'm not going to attempt it.
Do you still have a TI-82?
Somewhere. It's probably at my dad's house in the attic or something.
Probably worth money now. It's ancient.
Maybe. Could use it as a tip calculator, you know?
Yeah, or your phone. I don't know. I've heard of that thing. All right, so Juan Jimenez really ripping through the field right now. That is interesting. Real good point there, Brown.
That indeed, it's John Buckley out there. And there's also a bonus pint for lap sled here.
A bonus pint?
A
Are you
bonus
giving
pint.
pints away? They're handing
Whoa.
pints out. Where do we sign up for this event?
I'm in.
I'll take one.
Where do we go for this?
I think the infield. You meet me down here. I got a connection down here. It's. I know a guy that paved the track one time.
Oh, yeah. Where is Richard?
I don't know. He ought to be down here drinking Michelob Ultras. Pints of them.
He did repave this. See this stuff you're seeing out here? Richard Gray that actually runs in NTRL. The pavement you're seeing on Charlotte Motor Speedway, he put that pavement down. That's
Yeah,
pretty
he
cool story.
did something. I think he stood around and watched with a shovel or whatever. You
Well,
know.
probably,
But he was there,
there.
apparently.
Kevin Delia kind of lost a little speed there, boys.
He got.
Not sure if it was because of the contact or he's wicked loose right there above the one.
He is as the one coming up here, and that's that little bit of fresher tires in action there. I mean, almost call it 8 laps or so worth of fresher tires between the 1 and the 43, and that's really coming into play as the one machine breaks on into this top 3 with 8 laps left remaining. Juan Jimenez with an absolute powerhouse of a lead, an absolute catastrophe would need to strike him here as the 79 of Stubblefield goes up and rides the wall for a quick second there. 663 of Panic at the Disco, Ryan Pandicio. Man, talk about a guy who doesn't panic at all. He is smooth as butter as he continues to race well week in, week out. We consistently see him up here on these podiums. Definitely as the championship kind of rolls along, be on the lookout for him to pick up some spots here as the 27 and the 1 go side by side as the 48 now catching up to the 43, trying to sneak up a couple extra spot.
Want to thank NTG Trucking for also joining us over there in the YouTube chat. Whoa, contact between the 48 and the 43. Almost a pit maneuver there from Zeth Hawley. He did apologize on the radio. Kevin Delia said, yeah, man, you're good. Wow, that was a near wreck. But yeah, NTG Trucking, one of the sponsors here at NTRL. Numb Thumbs Gaming Community, there is a lot of different games these guys play and simulations they play. American Truck Simulator, one of them. So if that sounds like fun to you, it's fun to us. Man. We love going over there running with those guys in a convoy when we have time. Yeah, hit them up. Hit them up over there on the Discord and the Facebooks and all that kind of stuff. NTG Trucking also has a pretty cool YouTube channel where they showcase all the coolest mods that are out there. And it's not one of those channels where you're going to hear people talking and, you know, their kids and their dogs in the background and stuff like that. It's all about the sim. So very, very cool, satisfying videos over there, NTG Trucking on YouTube.
Well, not to mention that, but of course, all this talk about racing for a championship, the fans have their own little championship out there where you get entered in each week for a entry into the drawing here at the end of the season for that super awesome RGB keyboard. That's, man, it's,
Oh yeah.
that's things.
Thanks for
pretty
the
sick.
reminder.
Oh, you're welcome, buddy.
I want the mechanical keyboard. That thing looks cool, man.
Let's get you a new PC first so you can actually, you know, make use of
That's
it.
true.
As
Good point.
we are 3 laps away from closing this one on out. Jimenez out in front, Pandicio and Welsh all up inside that top 3. Hawley making his way around Kevin Delia there a couple laps ago, who's now up into 4th with Delia in 5th. Things are pretty much looking all locked up. I know it's really not going to be for a championship or anything like that, but Gavin Ray and Mark Collins are finding each other right next to each other right now on the racetrack, as here they go, sending it on down goes the 48, trying to get around the 27 here as the 23 tries to make up some ground and catch on up here with a couple laps left to go.
Mark Collins, I even if the 27 wrecks out right now, I don't think Collins is gonna be able to do anything about it unless he wins this race.
Well, not going to happen. Jessica Stubblefield says she wants to win it. It's just to type extra loud at the office. Now that's what I'm talking about, angering people. I like that. Let them know you have a better keyboard. That it, you know, kind of showing off too.
Indeed, as here we go. The 2 of Juan Jimenez takes the white flag here tonight, so 1 caution only as these guys head on down into turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Juan Jimenez looked like an absolute freight train out there, and here he comes on through across the line to pick up the race win here tonight. Absolutely dominating performance from him. 663 Ryan Pandisio in second, with Derek Welsh coming home in third, and it doesn't look like anybody else was moving around there, and so there you go. Race is over.
Ooh, Mark Collins smacking the inside wall there. Looks like Kevin Delia might have gotten into him there on the last lap, but yeah, man, great race by Juan. I mean, started on the pole up there and just stayed out front all night. Consistency, the name of the game there.
Made it
Fast
look
laps.
easy. Yeah.
Oh man, I'm telling you, he really, really did make it just look easy out there.
That he did. So speaking of making it look easy, we get to make one of these fans look like they had an easy job out there, just sitting back and watching, and they get to possibly win a prize here, Mr. English. So who is going to be our next entrance into this fantastic drawing for the keyboard?
So tonight it's going to be Daniel Pochschlag. I think I'm saying it right. I'm not sure, buddy. If I'm butchering your name, I'm really sorry. But he came on board tonight and, you know, talking up NTG out there. And, you know, we really appreciate him out there. Thank you so much, Daniel, for joining us tonight. You'll be entered into the drawing they're going to have at the end of this deal, at the end of the season here, for that cool RGB mechanical keyboard. Thank all of y'all for joining us. Albert Anderson, thank you for the comment, buddy, and John. You guys, thank you guys for sticking with us out here, and we really, really appreciate you guys. So, yeah, Daniel. Well, let's just call him Daniel P, because I don't want to mess it up again.
Yeah, don't. That's a tough name to pronounce. I'd like to
Sure.
get the expert. Oh, you said you nailed it, so you did nail it.
Pochschlag. Okay.
Okay, damn.
I grew up with a lot of German kids in South Texas, so it might be why.
Is it Czech, German? I don't know.
That's one of those. There's Czech and German down there.
Oh, I'm dealing with some of
you've
that
been
myself.
down
Oh yeah. Yeah.
As we wait for our podium finishers to join us in the podium chat, we thank you all for... Oh, he's saying that's a DQ because he's part of DEP or owner of DEP.
Oh, we're gonna pick another one. Oh, I didn't know he was the owner of DEP. Okay.
Oh.
Okay, my bad. Let's pick another one then. Let me go back through. Let's do Neff Racing, because they haven't been with us for a really long time, and they really chimed in a whole bunch tonight. Let's do Neff Racing.
Neff Racing it is. Daniel says he's Prussian.
Oh, okay.
Prussian.
Gotcha.
Awesome.
Yeah, I had a relative that was from Prussia back when it existed. All right, cool. So Neff Racing, Neff Racing.
Could
Fan of
get
the
some of
race
these
this week. Awesome.
some of these guys up in the podium, chance we can holler at them. Charlotte,
I had
over NASCAR.
great week here at Charlotte, which we can get these interviews kicked off with tonight's third place finisher, and that's going to be by Mr. Bogus himself, Derek Welsh, coming on out strong with a third place finish here tonight. Derek, just the one caution on the night, so a lot of green flags being had, which means pit strategy started to come into play there, and you were one of the last holdouts before coming on down pit road, and I think those extra tires helped you loop your way back around this field pretty quickly.
Yeah, this kind of races I like. Long run races is my kind of racing, and I felt like I stayed out a little too long, like on that last run right there. So I was kind of pushing the car a little harder than usual. But Juan's just he's unbelievable in that dang controller, man. I don't understand it. I was behind him in that second run right there. I was behind him the entire time. I said, what's this guy's got a game genie hooked up to his controller, so this guy's doing something.
Game Genie, that's a throwback. We all remember that one back with the old Nintendo. Hey man, talk a little bit about the playoff format here. We've got the field set now for the playoffs. How are you guys going to work this as far as like knockout rounds, or are you guys just doing straight points to the end? How's it going to work?
If it was up to me, I'm running a league, so you kind of have.
World.
Yeah, I'm running a league here, so I kind of have to try to keep guys racing, interested racing. You know, it's just like tonight we have a small field because guys don't see themselves making the playoffs. So the field's going to get smaller and smaller, which I hate. But anyway, if it was up to me, we'll go straight points from day one to the end of the season. I can't stand playoffs. Playoffs is idiotic to me, but it's going to be straight points from here from the next race on. It's not going to be no knockout rounds. It's going to be straight points here on out. Everybody's going to be reset 1 through 10, and it's going to be straight points. I don't believe in that knockout stuff, and it really doesn't show the real champion of the league. And 9 times out of 10, in my opinion, but that's why I don't watch NASCAR nowadays.
Well, so you're old school. That's what you're trying to say.
Oh yeah, I'm very old school. I watched back with Ernie Irvin, Dale Hart and all them guys when they raced, and ever since they came out with the playoff system, I kind of quit watching it.
Yeah, it's got a little hokey. If you just ever want to watch some of those old races on YouTube, they're awesome, man. Those old Winston Cup races back in the early 80s, late 70s, man. That's where it's really at. And I kind of like what you're doing with this league, doing it that way, old school. Next week's Kansas. That'll be fun. Let me hear your thoughts on that. And you got anybody you want to thank, too?
Kansas, I haven't really ran it a lot. I feel it's one of the tracks I feel comfortable at. I just wish I can get my act together in all 3 of these leagues, and seem like I'm there in front. I feel like I can win almost every race, except this one. Juan's just on another different level with that controller, but I feel like I almost win almost every race I attend, but if something happens, and I just wish I can get back on track, and maybe this is the start. I don't know, but yeah, I'd like to thank all the sponsors here at the league. I got a quick announcement for the truck league and the next gen league for next season. I don't know if y'all read it in announcements in Discord, but CM Central Gear is going to give away a free ButtKicker to the champion of each of one of them leagues. So not only they're winning the pot prize, they're going to win a brand new free ButtKicker. And the guys that's bought the ButtKicker here from Central Gear, Kevin won one at the memorial race, and Kevin loves it. Everybody has nothing but good things to say about the ButtKicker. So big shout out to those guys putting that out there for us. And Daniel in the chat here, DEP, that's Mr. DEP himself. I didn't mean for y'all to take the prize away from. I mean,
yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know that's who that was, man. And
he can win Fed race. That's fine. He's a fan just like everybody else. But I put them in anyway, and the new one today. You put both of them names in the chat down there for me. Yeah, DP, he's still here with us. I mean, he's still part of this league, just like any other sponsor is. DP's always gonna be a part of us, and his guys out here dominating. His team's out here dominating. He's got him a dream team going on out here in this next gen league.
Yeah, that he absolutely does. But you're able to squeak your way up onto that podium here tonight, Derek. Congratulations on the 3rd place finish, and we look forward to seeing you back in action here next week on Monday, coming from Kansas.
All right, thanks, guys. Now I'm gonna go fix this DayZ server for Richard Gray. Be quiet.
That is
priorities.
That is definitely up there on the priority list. I'll tell you that. You don't want no Michelob shouting in your ear. As we continue these interviews on along, we get to talk to a man no stranger to the broadcast booth. It's the 663 of Ryan Pandisio, finishing off the regular season strong here with a 2nd place finish. Ryan, if I were to put some money line odds on you, I would say you're probably plus 100, which means you're probably going to be one of the favorites here coming up into the final few races to race for this championship, man.
Yeah, I hope to be.
Well, you've been strong all season long. I mean, there probably could only count on 3 fingers how many races you didn't finish here inside the top 3. So just kind of looking forward for that and seeing how you guys run. But another solid performance here tonight. How'd you like the track? I know we typically see Charlotte races here at nighttime, but an odd one here during the day. And did that play a big difference here?
Yeah, it seemed to have, with the track being really hot, combined with the aero push. It just made tires so valuable and clean air.
Well, the Docket Ford Mustang, we're going to see it again next week at Kansas. You know, we talked a little bit about Kansas during the broadcast about, you know, it kind of gets a bad rap being called a cookie cutter track, but it really is a lot of fun to watch racing there, and it's fun to race there. You guys looking forward to it?
I absolutely am. I don't really see it as a cookie cutter. It's probably my favorite.
I don't either. I love it.
It's probably my favorite 1.5 miles. It usually seems to be a top line track, but I think it'll be a bottom line with this car. Maybe we get some multi-lane. I don't know. I haven't driven on it with this one yet.
Well, that's something to look forward to next week. You got anybody you want to thank? Great job tonight, finishing there in 2nd.
Thank you. Yeah, I'd like to thank my sponsors, Docket, you guys for the broadcast, Derek for this league. It's been great this season. Shout out to everyone over at Nexus and all my teammates here in this league. And congrats to Juan on the win.
Awesome, Ryan. Well, congratulations on the 2nd place finish. I look forward to seeing what you can do here coming up into these playoffs, and we can't wait to see you guys back in action again next week at Kansas.
Thank you.
As we move up this leaderboard, let's go ahead and talk to tonight's race winner. And he pretty much needed to win this thing, but man, Juan, you didn't need to beat him that bad, man. You're making everybody cry out there. Absolutely on some rails for Juan Jimenez to pick up this race win here tonight. And boy, oh boy, you really did need to win this one. Basically, you were 10 points down outside of the bubble. And were you even thinking about the playoffs here tonight, or were you just going out there and just having a race?
Oh, I'm a math guy, so I'm always trying to see what's best for the team, what the point situation is, all of this, and not just looking out for myself. But yeah, I was thinking the whole time, like, oh, I'm -7, I'm -4, I'm doing good. And yeah, it's unfortunate that it got to it being basically a must win here, because I really felt like we had the car at Michigan and had connection issues, and really felt like we had the car at Darlington and then made some mistakes. So it's just been basically a sequence of bad races that's forced us to have to do really well today. But fortunately, thanks to my team, and we really pulled it out at the end.
Well, you got to feel on top of the world now. You know that you got that Ford Mustang running great all season, and yeah, it finally paid off for you. You know, finishing well. You know, nothing happened to you out there. You know that put you down, and picking up this win puts you in the playoffs. Next week we got Kansas. We talked a little bit to Ryan about. He says congrats on the win, by the way. Ryan says that he loves Kansas. He doesn't see it as a cookie cutter track like a lot of people like to call it. You know, I love racing there as well. What do you think about Kansas, and kind of what lines are you looking for to run there? He says that he thinks it's with this car and this package, you might see some guys running around the bottom.
Kansas is actually my favorite cookie cutter of them all. So gotta agree with Ryan right there. We were actually talking about that during the race. Him and I we don't agree on which tracks we like and which tracks we don't like, but we both agree Kansas is a really good track. I just really love it because you have like 3 or 4 different lanes you can run at any time, and it's conducive to really good racing. So I hope that's a good show for you guys next week.
Yeah, it was going to be a good show, kind of like tonight. It was a great show for you. Congrats. And who would you like to give thanks to, shout-outs to?
You know, as always, I got to thank my team first and foremost. DAP Racing, DAP Graphics, obviously at the top. Dan's always been supporting me literally from basically day one on iRacing. So without his support, none of this could have happened. He made the team happen. He introduced me to these wonderful people. So our team success is mostly up to him, obviously. But of course, I got to thank every single individual teammate that we have. Dana, Kevin, Joey, and Ryan. They've been immensely helpful the entire season just to get a sense of how the track is looking, what you should be doing, and it's so. I'm just so happy to have a group of people that's focused on not just doing well in the races, obviously, but they're also just a swell group of guys to just hang out with and have fun. So it's been great, and I got to thank obviously the people at DP and the people at NTRL for showing out a great league, and thanks to the broadcast team too as well.
Awesome, man. Well, we appreciate it, and good job done out there tonight, picking up the race win here and basically winning your way in, which is absolutely fantastic. Congratulations, Juan. Go enjoy this victory, and we'll see you back in action here next week at Kansas.
See you next week.
And so with that, as we close things down here from Charlotte, we knew the points battle would come into play, but we didn't think it would come into play just like that, with Juan Jimenez absolutely driving that freight train through the rest of this field.
Yeah, I mean, he just showed why he's so good here. He just, you said it. There's no better way to say it. He got out there and he just dominated the front. And retain that first spot, you know, all the way from the beginning here as he started on the pole tonight.
Yeah, great race overall. And I mean, can you imagine winning your way in? That's pretty cool. That's like sending it in the wall, Ross Chastain style, which hopefully we'll get to see soon. So great job by Juan.
And that indeed. So while we wind things down here tonight, let's go ahead and tell everybody where their favorite driver finished up here tonight. To Juan Jimenez picking up the big time win here, right where he started there, up at the front. So good job done by him. 663 of Ryan Pandicio is up 4 spots on the day. And finishing in second, the one of bogus Derek Welsh, your hard charger of the day, up 5 spots. No, 5 doesn't seem like a big number, but with the racing we saw here tonight, man, that's a heck of a jump here. So great job done by Derek to find his way onto that podium. The 48 of Zeth Holly is gonna finish this one here in 4th, with the 43 of Kevin Delia gonna be rounding out that top 5. 3 of Chris Muse Jr. had a pretty solid race there himself, finishing in 6th, with the 00 Joe Bennett machine finishing in 7th. 44 Dana Shepard had a solid race here as well, finishing in 8th, with Richard Hurst in the 76 finishing in 9th, with the 79 of Timothy Stubblefield rounding out tonight's top 10.
64 of Joe Hoggard had a strong car here tonight. Started in 3rd place and ran a great race, but he'll finish 1 lap down as well, back in 11th place. Gavin Ray in the 27 machine, that patriotic car, we were kind of pulling for him out there tonight. Finished down a spot in 12th. 13th of Mark Collins. He really needed to make something special happen here tonight to get his way into the playoffs, but Matt gave it everything he could in that 23 machine. He'll finish 13th. 14th place, Paul Ferdiani in that AAA broadcasting YouTube machine. Thank you so much once again, Paul, for running that. He'll finish back in 14th place in that 33 machine. Thomas Welch is going to round out your field tonight in that 9 machine. Ducking and diving and trying to dodge trouble out there was the 9 Mountain Dew machine, but looks like Jason Kraft did not grid, but he did register for the race, so he'll get a couple of points here.
Yeah, it's always good, as that is your field here tonight. As always, we thank you all for tuning in and watching. You guys are 1000% the reason why we do this and have such a good time doing it. So if you would, please be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell, so that way you get notified every single time that we go live with some of the fantastic racing that we have to offer to you guys 5 nights a week. And if you enjoy any of the broadcasts that you watch, be sure to hit that thumbs up button, so that way the YouTube algorithm and Mark Zuckerberg can be like, hey, people like this, let's send it to more and more people, and that just lets us grow this fantastic community. Of course, big thank you to some great sponsors such as JP Designs and 3D Prints. ButtKicker joining us here as well. We thank you guys, as well as AdminBoxx, the premier button box for race control admins. Thank you guys for jumping on board here this season, as well as Track Bar Media. Be sure to go check them out, as they have some great videos and photos up there on their website, so be sure to go check them on out. Speaking of great websites, go check out simgearcentral.com and make sure you mention AAA Broadcasting and NTRL to get 10% off your next order over there for your button box. As well as a big thank you to Trackdogsracing.com, the premier merchandising supplier here for the NTRL. Get your mugs, hats, t-shirts, sweatshirts, even sports style jerseys, all done by them, and they do a fantastic job. So thank you, Track Dogs Racing. And of course, we cannot forget, thank you to Davidson Builders up there in that northern New Jersey area for sponsoring tonight's race, and of course the Action Replay camera as well. We thank you all so much, because without your great support there as sponsors, these leagues, they really wouldn't be able to get their name out there and get broadcast or anything like that. So thank you guys so much. So on that note, let's look forward here through the I'm sorry, I had a weird thing pop up on my screen there for a quick second.
Oh, you're good,
as
man.
We're looking through the schedule here for the rest of the week. We're coming up into Charlotte here tomorrow night with the HCK Beagles Racing League there. 120 laps there again in those trucks. That is going to be a fantastic race. Cannot wait for that one. In the Vigilante Racing League on Wednesday night, they're going road course racing at Watkins Glen. So some fantastic racing left here this week for you guys. Be sure to tune on in for it. And on that note, we shall see you all tomorrow night. And on that note, I'm Alan Brown for Alan English and Adam Turner. We'll see you all later.
We go.
See ya.